Hey guys, welcome to day 27 of Ethony's hashtag 31 Days of Tarot. We are nearing the end, people. Today's question is, how do I pick my tarot decks for readings? And I've split this into two parts. It is a podcast, so I'm not going to show you anything today, and so I will keep it nice, short and sweet. Part one is how I select decks for myself, and that's nice and simple. All I do is follow my intuition on the day. So whether I'm reading with one tarot deck, 3, 5, you name it, I've just followed what I'm called to. That's how I choose any decks that I work with for myself. In terms of reading for others, there's a few more layers to it, and so if I have got a client who has chosen a particular reading, sometimes particular readings have been structured around a set of decks, so a pre-selected tarot and maybe a couple of oracles, and that will already be written into the reading that these are the decks that I use. And it's because they simply feel like they lend themselves really well to the spread that I created around them. Other than that, it really depends on what the client has said to me and how well that I know them. If they come to me and they say, I am really feeling like I need a tough love message, and they give me some kind of insight into what they're open to, whether that's the style of writing, because my readings are written unless they're for people I know in person, or whether that's that they simply say about imagery, because some people do. I may even ask people to let me know if there's any decks that they would feel particularly comfortable or uncomfortable with. As I say, it depends. If they're new, then I'm probably more inclined to sink into some of what they've asked and what they've told me about themselves before choosing a deck for them. Otherwise, I will again follow my intuition. Of course, if I know someone already and they really love animal decks, then I'm going to choose an animal deck. If someone says that they're feeling like they really need a gentle message right now because of some various stresses and strains in their life, then not only is that taken into consideration in the way that I explore and convey the message, this doesn't mean that my whole reading style changes, just to get some clarification on that, because I read the way in which I read. I'm not going to not say something that comes up just because it's difficult to hear, but more so I'm talking about just little nuances in the way that we convey things, and as I say, the artwork. I'm going to consider artwork that's supportive of that. Whilst I fully believe that you can read any deck in any capacity which you want, of course imagery, some of it will lend itself to being received in a certain capacity. So like I said in my gentle and sassy deck exploration, which if you haven't seen that, then I will link it above now. If someone says to me they want a gentle message, or they find some imagery particularly distressing, I may not choose some tarot decks such as the Deviant Moon, the Wild Unknown. Now, it's not because I find those images distressing, but there's a certain level of intuition and things like that that come into play when reading for others. And I want to ensure that whilst I can give them the message with any deck, that it is received in the way that it's meant, with that intention. And so that's why, even if I do intuitively select a deck, it may be that I've still taken into consideration what sort of message or exploration they're looking for. Hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight, because as I'm not showing you anything today, I don't really want to ramble about it further. If you've got any questions or want me to elaborate on anything, then of course hit me up in the comments below, and I will see you again tomorrow for day 28.